Yeah, it's done. It's over. It's a wrap. It's finished. Sukuna's malevolent kitchen is going to be Sukuna's irrelevant food truck by the time the cursed child is done with this man. We knew Gojo was washed anyway. He barely beat the shit out of this average curse user. Of course the cursed child is going to do better against Sukuna than he is. The fuck are you talking about? This guy could solo Goku with his pinky finger and his fucking eyes closed. And how is he going to do it? With the power of love and a katana. Fuck me, some people are actually going to take that seriously. Yuta Okkotsu and the Queen of Curses versus the King of Curses is finally here and I cannot wait. It's very clear to me now that Gege has been slowly building towards this exact fight for a very long time, in fact since the events of Volume 0. Now first off I need to address the Sukuna fans in the room. I have no doubt that Sukuna could slice up everybody here, including Yuta, but he won't, for many reasons. The whole point of chapter 248 was to show us that Sukuna just likes to satisfy his boredom by challenging the strongest around, and currently that is Yuta. Gojo is dead, there is no denying that Yuta is the current strongest modern day sorcerer. A sorcerer with cursed energy second only to Sukuna himself. A sorcerer who commands the Queen of Curses. A sorcerer who Sukuna probably knows very little about. And a sorcerer Sukuna knows just killed the 1,000-year-old genius Kenjaku. Why the hell would Sukuna not want to enjoy this? He just gave us a big monologue about wanting to satisfy his boredom. Even without this sentiment though, the plot dictates that Sukuna will not just slice Yuta down in one hit. There will be an actual fight between Sukuna, Yuta, Rika, and potentially Yuji at the same time. Sukuna says something upon Yuta's arrival that is crucial to his character. He says Yuta must make sure to kill him or all of his loved ones will die around him. And Yuta's entire motivation is to protect his friends, to feel needed after so many years of hurting people. So I'm sure if there was anything Sukuna could have said which would have ensured Yuta puts his all into this fight, it was that. Love is a constant theme in Jujutsu Kaisen, but not one that is used in the same cliche way as normal. No, in Jujutsu Kaisen, love gets mocked and squashed by the King of Curses. There is no power of friendship and love and resolve that allows a character to suddenly become stronger and beat the enemy that is way beyond them. Nah, in Jujutsu Kaisen, it's either you punch the hardest or you run for your fucking life. Despite how many times they try, everyone has failed to teach Sukuna jack shit about love, and that's because Sukuna is different from all other heartless villains. He claims to understand love already, but despite understanding it, he simply doesn't see its worth. He doesn't care. Even Satoru Gojo failed in that regard. However, Yuta, as Todo would say, is the exception. If anyone would be to break the JJK rules and teach Sukuna about the true power of love, it would be Yuta Okkotsu. Allow me to quickly demonstrate how Yuta can use the power of love. Rika is literally the manifestation of the curse of love. The cruelest curse of all, according to Satoru Gojo himself, and perhaps the only curse that Sukuna will never be able to truly grasp. Just as he always has, Sukuna will overlook the value of love, and it's gonna come back to bite him in the fucking arse. Maybe literally. Speaking of Rika, I think it's very important to point out the fact that we also do not know enough about her limits to determine exactly how powerful she is. Yuta's own cursed energy pool feels boundless, but we have seen proof that he does have limits. Rika, however, no such limits have been established, meaning she has undetermined potential. I'm not saying Rika's cursed energy is genuinely endless, but I know there are a lot of people who do actually believe that her cursed energy is endless. My point is just that when Satoru Gojo says something is near impossible to exercise, you know it is the shit. Sukuna would have heard everything he needed to from Kenjaku about Yuta, but remember, we heard from Shibuya train station that Kenjaku thinks Yuta's copy ability is unconditional. However, it's been suggested in Sendai Colony that there actually is a condition for it. We don't know what that condition is, it could be conditionless, but we're not sure at this point. So it could really play in Yuta's favor if Sukuna thinks it's an unconditional ability, because he would be able to go about achieving that condition without Sukuna looking out for it and trying to stop him. But regardless of whether you think Rika and the power of love are enough for Sukuna, there is no denying that this fight will be intense and probably pretty long. Through the entirety of Jujutsu Kaisen, Gege has sown seeds leading to this particular fight. So from a narrative perspective, it will be a lot to unpack. Yuta and Sukuna are characters we both know very little about. Their abilities are only ever shown and not told. Every significant character has had their abilities explained one way or another, but these two are the exception. Yuta even has a domain expansion which we haven't seen at all. Gege has been selectively secretive about both of them, and I think everything is finally going to be revealed in this fight. He has been building up to this moment where we get to understand fully what Yuta's abilities are and fully what Sukuna's are. I know Gege is pretty bad, but I honestly doubt he's going to instantly kill Yuta off and just leave all of his abilities a mystery. Sukuna always had the advantage over Gojo because Gojo's ability were known to us, whereas Sukuna's true potential is still not known. The same applies to Yuta. Until we know exactly what each of their abilities are, we can't know for certain how this is going to go down. For all you know, Yuta could be able to perfectly copy Malevolent Shrine. He could have copied Takaba and Kenjaku's abilities for all we know, and the limits have not been determined, so we just don't know what's possible from either of them. All I know is that it is going to be an incredible fight and I cannot wait. Suguru Geto underestimated Yuta. Kenjaku underestimated Yuta. I bet a lot of you sitting there right now are still underestimating Yuta. If you're currently typing a comment along the lines of Sukuna no diffs Yuta, then listen up. I know. But that's not how Sukuna operates. It's like the people who say Kashimo curse technique slams Hikari. Cool, probably, but he would never use it, so what the fuck is your point? Just because Sukuna can do something doesn't mean that he will. For example, Gojo. Gege, please don't screw me over after I've said all that, I'll never recover. Now, we don't actually know what the conditions for the copy technique are, and that's something I will focus on another time. But if we assume for the moment that Rika needs to eat DNA, then it's very possible Yuta already has some tricks hidden up his sleeve. Hidden from both us and Sukuna, that is. We know he currently has at least 3 copy techniques stored: Inumaki's diarrhea speech, Drov's Shikigami domain, and Yuro's sky control, although it's very likely he has more stored up from over the years. Not to mention the fact that he was just with Takaba and Kenjaku's bodies. It's such a shame, to be honest, because if Yuta actually had a bit of faith in himself and stopped being so fucking depressed, then he would be the strongest sorcerer with Takaba's curse technique. But there's no way Yuta's the kind of guy who would be able to actually tell a joke and genuinely think it's funny. It's very possible, however, that Rika ate Kenjaku's Crondolium and took all of the curse techniques he had stored up, including curse manipulation, which could theoretically be used to stop Tengen. Don't forget there is also a severed hand of Sukuna on the battlefield and a mysterious 20th finger. Either one of those could present new variables. Would it instantly kill Rika, or would it enhance the Queen of Curses? Would Yuta be able to use Sukuna's curse technique? So many unknowns that can work for or against us equally. Also, don't forget Maki. She's been missing for a while now, which means they definitely still have a plan in place. I doubt she's been forgotten, rather been given a key role in the final phase of their unknown plan. So given all that, do I actually think Yuta Okkotsu is going to kill the King of Curses? Well, no. But I do think it's going to be an amazing fight. I think what's much more likely to happen is Yuta is going to reveal his full strength. I think Yuta is going to impress everybody with his full strength, including Sukuna, and he's basically going to create an opening for Yuji to go in and finish the job. At least in my opinion, I think it makes the most sense that Yuji is the one to finish off Sukuna, and Yuta is the one to finish off Kenjaku. I think that's quite poetic, it really matches both of their characters. Yuta obviously had unfinished business with the body of Suguru Gate. Okay, now that sounds fucking bad. Yeah, forget I said that. But yeah, I don't think Yuta is going to kill the King of Curses. I think he's just going to create the opening. But I also don't think he's necessarily going to die. Rika? Maybe. But Yuta? No. I think it's going to be a really good fight, and I really can't wait to see how it all concludes. I feel like Yuta as a character does hold a little bit more weight and responsibility within the actual story of Jujutsu Kaisen, so it does make sense that that character would be the one to create the opening in order for the main character, Yuji Itadori, to go in and finish the job. Even though we do have other strong characters, like Maki, who is the Toji equivalent, and Hikari, who is pretty much a special grade. Not to mention Kusakabe GPT, who has the ultimate plot armor so that he can stick around and explain everything to us that we don't understand. Of course, we do have to prepare for the very real possibility that Sukuna is just gonna fucking win. Gege might just kill off all of our favourite characters and have Sukuna be the ultimate main character of Jujutsu Kaisen. Although, like I said in my last video, if all my favourite protagonists have to die in order for Sukuna to fight that massive Tengen curse, then I'm all for it, so fuck it. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please make sure to let me know down below what you think is going to happen in chapter 249, because I'm so fucking excited, and I really enjoy hearing all your theories about it. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go scream into a pillow until the next chapter drops.